Louie C. the Mayor, what is going on, my people? Let's get the show started. Boy, I got to tell you, like I told y'all all the time, rain, snow, sleet, ain't nothing stopping no show out here. We on the live right now. Shout out to Who is Michael Knowles on production. Thank y'all for coming in. Come on in because we got big dogs. I call them big dogs in the building. Who let the dogs out? Shout out to a Florida Keys injury lawyer, accident lawyers in the Keys. Go to FloridaKeysInjury.com. At 302 Southern Street. Locals take care of locals. It's very simple. You have an accident, no more Miami, Broward, West Palm Beach. You'll stay local and go to FloridaKeysInjury.com. Also, Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon, and Key Largo now offering health care very affordable with the 2Ks. KeysCares.com, only $89. What a wonderful program for our citizens here. As you all know, it costs a lot of money to be in paradise. And my new sponsor I got here, Naughty Vapes, the #1 vape shop in Key West, right across the street from the fire department. Always taking care of locals and military with that 10% discount. And they got a huge shipment that came in today, so come on and get it. And happy 2-2 Tuesday. People walking around the street having fun. This is what I'm talking about. Can't wait to New Year's Eve this year on a Thursday so we could be out of 2020. I wish we was out of here today, but slowly but surely. And right about now, I'd like to welcome to the show the #1 state attorney, locally, nationally, worldwide, and planets above and beyond. Mr. Dennis Ward, nice to see you, sir. How's it going? Talk to the people. Give them a little introduction about yourself.
Wow, Louie, that was a great introduction. I don't know if I can top that, man.
My man.
I can't even talk about myself that good.
My man.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm Dennis Ward. I'm the state attorney here for the Florida Keys. I run the largest law firm in the Florida Keys. I've got 3 different offices. One down here, my main office in Key West. I have a satellite office in Marathon and a satellite office in Plantation Key. Yeah, so I've got attorneys that man all those, 17 attorneys, and got like 47 employees, a $4 million budget.
Wow.
And it's a pretty tough job. It's an administrative position, basically. I mean, you don't have time to be in the courtroom every day handling caseloads and stuff. That's why you hire prosecutors.
Right.
Right? And then we look to hire good prosecutors, and we got some really, really good ones that are working for us. And that's what I do, and it's paid off. Here in 2018 and 2019, a combined total of just over 30% reduction in the crime rate in Monroe County. And I was looking at the statistics because my opponent says that there's been an increase in violent crime. Maybe crime is down, but violent crime's up. But that's not true. Violent crime has never been as low as it is right now. Since I was state attorney. We went back to 1995, and this is the lowest it's been since 1995. The last 3 years that I've been in office, 3.5 years. So we're doing a pretty good job out there, and we work very well with our law enforcement agencies, Sheriff Ramsey, Chief Brandenburg, Highway Patrol, and the Fish and Wildlife people, Dave Dupree, Captain, what have you. And it's important to have a good relationship with those people because we have to work together to make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to prosecuting these cases and making sure that everybody's dotted their I's and crossed their T's so we don't get motioned out of court or something. So that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
Is Red Tater watching us today?
Red Tater is on right here.
Oh, yeah.
Tater, I hate to tell you today. We got the state attorney, so we got all kinds of stuff. See, before the state attorney, I don't know, we can't tell you the protocols, but there's people on the blocks that are ready to sue them, the whole place. So security's all the way to the top. So Red Tater, my man. Tater, how they doing? Are you back in Key West or you're in Orlando? Let me know what's going on. So I don't know what y'all do at the state attorney's office over here. We come from the school of a gentleman named Bill Spotswood is Feed the Ducks. Yeah. So we got a lot of people coming in. They say you shouldn't shake hands and kiss babies like you used to. We still doing it here. So Dennis, this is the wave cam, so they're all coming through here. So what I want you to do is, I want you to mention everybody's name there. Don't miss one. So like that, we can say hello to these people because over here we strive on customer service 1,000,000%.
Right now?
Right now, yes, sir. Right in there.
Well, we got Jose Castillo. He's a deputy. Stanley Hardy. He's an investigator for the public defender's office. That's your uncle?
Yeah.
Well, Stan's on.
Yeah, well,
Stan's on. That's your uncle, Mike?
Yep.
That's great, man. Let's see, Jason, Jesus Marrero. We got Barbara at Robbie's Weingarten, Robert Jenkins, and Mary Valdez, Sandra, however you say that last name, Grinder, Julie Sorensen, John Raish, Chuck D. All right, Chuck.
You got a comment there.
Yeah, from Chuck. Dennis Ward is the man.
Nice.
Walt LaGraves, Don Hiller, Ken Wright, Chuck B again.
Norma Valdez,
You-
Margaret. We got Alan. So you big. Well, you got a lot of fans. You big, big on the Facebook. I told you. Now
Joshua Crow.
they keep coming in. So we want y'all to come in with any questions you got about what's
Daniel
going on with
Velez.
the state attorney's office and the election. And then we're going to get to everybody question. Me and Dennis out here to be here for whenever. So Michael knows I'm seeing, here it is, boy, here comes Red Tater. Is that the only one you got on there? Because the only thing I see on my side, you know, Facebook is funny. I'm seeing Red Tater comment. You got any people coming in besides Red Tater on your side?
Let me see.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Red Tater in the house. I will be there tomorrow afternoon. Hello, Mr. Ward. I'm honored you called me out. There it is, Red Tater.
My pleasure.
So listen, this is a serious election today. I'm glad to report I was walking down the street and I seen about 10, 12 people lined up to go in outside, which was fabulous. And also, the Clear Blue Sky was telling Dennis a story. I seen a Cuban lady that knew me, and she was like, you know, she's in her 50s, and she was very nervous. She
That's
said,
a good story.
Yeah, can you come in with me? You know, because I'm kind of nervous. I said, well, what you nervous about? She said, well, I never voted. I said, well, that's great. This is your first time voting. She said, well, I got my ID, I got my passport. I said, well, what's going to happen is when you get there, there's a very nice lady in the front, and she's bilingual, so she'll talk to you in Spanish, so you don't have anything to worry about. So he said, no, can you go with me? So I stayed with her for a while and told her, no, it's not going to be a problem. You'll be all good. And it was very touching that lady was out there and that she wanted to vote. And
That was the first time she voted, huh?
Yeah, first time she
Wow,
voted.
that's great.
And then she told me who she was going to vote for, but you know, we'll break the street code, and you got the state attorney out here, so we got to be straight or state attorney with the state, we with the street. So God bless. That was a great story. So that is impressive, just to have people voting for the first time and taking that. I mean, she was like dialed in on there, so that was great. Michael Knowles, it's your time. Who you got over there?
Okay, I got Doris Roberts Arnold checking in.
Doris, straight out of Stock Island. Stock Island used to be the future. Now we in the moment.
Victor Gonzalez.
Victor, straight out of Marathon, Florida. Vic, Slick Vic in the building.
Savannah Rose Crone.
Savannah, what's going on, girl?
Mikey Story.
Mikey Story, there he is, man. You know, this, we bleed. Look, Mikey Story, this is for you, but this is for everybody out here. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep it blood raw on the program. Me personally, I support this man 1,000,000%. I'm going to let it be known or whatever. So that's where I stand. And Mikey, I know you on the same page. You bleed red and gray. Who else we got over there?
Mary Valdez.
Mary, what's going on, girl?
William Gonzalez.
Willie Gonzalez. You know that character, the Gonzalez is in Marathon?
Oh, yeah. Good people.
So you got Louie Gonzalez over there.
Louie's the
Willie, listen, I'm pulling up with me and him. We UM fans, so you ain't the only one going to be at the game this week. I'm pulling up on you. We're going to talk about that later. Who else we got?
And Violet Knowles.
Violet Knowles, thank you for checking in. That's everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
And the last one is Red Tater on there.
Red Tater said, yep, we already covered Red Tater. Thank you, Mr. Tater. All love right now. And before we get to the meats and potatoes, come on in. Make sure you hit the notifications button right over here. Boop! Those of y'all watching worldwide on YouTube, there's a little box right here. Make sure you subscribe to the Louie C. Rock channel. Be greatly appreciated so you know what's going on. But I got to tell you, boy, the whole Keys know you're here today because you coming in strong. So go ahead and scroll to them people and give them a shout out there, and we get into the meats and potatoes after that.
Man, that's some small print, you know?
Yeah, well, I got some readers if you need them. I got little readers if you need them.
Yeah, I probably could. Let's see. Raul Busquet, John Conway, Rusty Albury, Brian Reinfeld. I think I said that right. Renee Rich, how are you, Renee?
So me,
Rodney Barretto's honest.
Me and Ward been at this in the game a long time. So you have to prepare, be prepared ahead of the curve. So see, we pull out these readers. I don't know if it'll help you, but here you go. Be prepared out here. Be prepared.
So we got Rodney Barretto on there, right? He's on the Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Can you see there a little bit
with
better?
Mr. Spotswood. Oh yeah, I see good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Faulkner, guy I went to high school. Becky Becca, Rob Govan, another high school guy of mine. Tanya Clary, she's great up there in the Upper Keys. Lynn Labrizzi, high school. Karen Merriam, she used to work with the state attorney's office. Paulie O, former Miami-Dade County police officer. George Clark. Chuck D is with the, I think, Monroe County Fire Department. And Billy Williams, I work with in the Miami Beach Police Department. You know, we can do the whole show here on this.
Yeah, no, this
Carol R. Hall joined. Gary Falor, Ed Leonard, hey Ed. Karen Merriam, hey Dennis, hey back. Leilani Victoria, Steve Nedrozek, Sonny Bloxham, Jose Perez, he joined twice. Charlie Roberts, Norma Valdez, Becky Becca, Stephen Levine, and Myrna is watching. All right, way to go.
All love. Thank you all for all the love right now.
He's with fire. Chuck D.
Listen, we're about to get in it. Any questions y'all got with the state attorney, this will be the time, because right around the corner, so you go to sleep. By the time you wake up, it's election time. A lot of people already voted, early voting, so this is serious. I take it very serious. I call it vote or die. In 2020 is real serious right now, so I try to, encourage everybody to vote. Matter of fact, I have a thing that I do that is I don't waste my time with people that don't vote if they want to talk politics. Right. Because the first question, did you vote? Unless they can't vote for whatever reason. And they tell me no, I said, me and you ain't got nothing to talk about. But when you vote, then we can talk. Again, I got some people on this side. JC Key West says, hi, Louie. Hi, Dennis. All love. Gio, man, what's up? Positive People Squad from Geo Studios. Geo is one of our top fans coming in. Red Tater. Those readers 3x5. Let me explain something to you. When you're in the game, you got to be prepared. You know this character, right?
Yeah, man. He's the best.
So, like I said, he's the number one state attorney of all time. Chris Valdez, vice principal, been in the game for 30 years. That's the number one man in my book. I'm so happy that man is back at the high school. And over here, boy, you got a lot of love. Look at them hearts flying in. This is incredible what's going on here. I am 100%. This man said not 90, 80. Christopher Valdez said 100%. Dennis Ward, he is serious man of integrity. Think the world of him.
Thank you, Chris.
That was very, very
nice.
nice.
You, brother. Yep. What a great job you've done at that high school.
Before we get to the strong meats and potatoes, Dodgers or Tampa for the World Series today?
Well, who do I want?
Yeah,
I want Tampa.
You want Tampa?
Yeah, man.
I like to stay in the state, but them Dodgers, they old school, so I think I'm gonna pull with the Dodgers, but I ain't gonna be upset if Tampa lost. Marlins and Cincinnati Red. Pete Rose still at it, hopefully he'll get in there. But great baseball the other day. What a game, incredible.
Well, both of them came down to Game 7. And
I'm gonna just tell you, you don't sound too confident with them Hurricanes coming in play Virginia. You think we can pull it off?
Virginia's tough, but they did a good job against Pittsburgh. A couple of minor setbacks, a couple interceptions there, I think, and penalty here and there. But I think they'll beat Virginia. But Virginia always gives them a tough game.
Yeah, you got to come to play every game.
Oh yeah,
it's like the campaign. You got to keep campaigning to the whistle blows. You know about a guy named Jesse Ventura?
Oh yeah, man, Jesse the Body Ventura, right? That's the guy you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this: do you know a book saying "I Ain't Got Time to Bleed"?
No.
Okay, so this is for all of y'all in the game, especially you. That man said, and I Ain't Got Time to Bleed, a book that the last 72 hours he took a Winnebago and went through all up and down Minnesota all the way to the whistle blow or whatever. And there you guess what he did? He shocked the world. So there's still people, you got to keep at it the whole time. No time to sleep. We'll sleep after. This is the time to get after it. So
J.P. Morgan, I've known Dennis for 40 years. He's an honest advocate for law enforcement.
Awesome. So let me ask you this:
Marina likes my glasses.
Yes. Right? I'm gonna put some in your prescription.
Yeah. Okay. Good. In case you ever have me back here.
How is the campaign going? Let's get into the campaign.
Wow, it's going, man. We'll be down to 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks from today. Yeah, a lot of work. Putting up signs and going to various debates and what have you. Some mudslinging. Everything you'd expect in a campaign, right?
Things come out negative. To me, you're a gentleman and a scholar. I go from, I tell people this, and this is just me, my opinion. If I hire somebody for entertainment and the man is sitting across the table, I really don't do parties only in entertainment, right? And this person is the best qualified for a job. I'm not going to ask him what party he is. I don't care if he's black, blue, orange, green. Hire the best person for the job. So in my opinion, you've been at it for a long time. You know the system. You get along well because, we're in a small community. As y'all know, it's very hard to please everybody. And you've been at it for a long time. And for what I've seen, in my personal opinion, from the other side, it's not genuine. That's the way I read it. It's not because you're here and I call them like I see them. So you just got to keep at it. And the most important thing is there might be people that don't know you because not everybody knows you. But can you please tell these people, because all these people, a lot of them know you, but trust me, there's a whole bunch of people watching that don't know you. How can they contact you if they have a question? What's the best way for them to contact you, sir?
Well, I mean, you can call the office, but I think the best way is just call me on my cell phone, 305-812-6072. Most people do, especially these days in the pandemic. I've got all my employees working from home.
Oh, okay.
And we were able to do that to keep them and their family safe, especially when they have to send their kids back to school because somebody's got to watch their kids and stuff if they're going to work. So the best way that we could help them out is give them a laptop and send them home because we're like pretty close to going paperless anyway. And,
really?
And it's working pretty good. I mean, it's really great stuff. We even get compliments from some of the judges about how we're doing this.
Gotcha. Okay.
My opponent wanted me to bring them all back to work. You need to bring all those people back to work. I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm not going to put people in jail.
correct me if I'm wrong. Just because you work from home, that don't mean you're not working, right?
Oh, you're working.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he's saying bring them back to work, but they're working.
Right.
Or whatever. Are you the only one in the whole world that has people working from home? Or?
No.
Okay. That's
I
what
don't think so.
Yeah. But like I said, you guys do the research or whatever. I'm supporting this man. It's all good. Let me ask you this: any fishing violations cases you are pursuing at this point?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've had a few here lately. I think maybe you saw the one with, I don't know if you saw the one with the 13 undersized dolphin, the ones with the 3 and 4 inch yellowtails and what have you. And we get them all the time, and I just got tired of doing that. I started in the state attorney's office in 2002 and worked there for 2 years, and it was always just fines and court costs and maybe a fish and wildlife program. So finally doing that, and then being in the public defender's office for 3 years doing the same thing, and then in my own private practice. And when I was state attorney the first time from 2009 to 2013, I said, nothing's changing, we're getting killed. I mean, we look around and I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when we had to put a bag limit on barracuda. I said, barracuda? Why do we have to put a bag limit on barracuda? Because, they get saved there and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, they go for 99 cents a pound in Miami, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, so, I mean, we got people coming fishing under the bridge and they're catching fish that big. Lobster that big, right? And I'm just not going to put up with it. So we instituted a policy that requires some jail time with situations like this. And quite frankly, that's why I have an opponent. There's a group of defense attorneys that got together and talked this guy into running. I mean, he'd been with the state attorney's office in the Third Circuit for 2 or 3 years. He quit. Came down here, 2001, he did 3 years, quit. 2006, he did 1.5 years, quit. I made him my chief assistant, he lasted 1.5 years and quit. Ran against Judge Jones beat him, and then he left town, took his family, left town. He's been back about 1.5 years, and they talked him into running, right? So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to end my fish and wildlife policy, and that's just terrible for the Keys, just because if we just look at commercial fishing alone, the commercial fishing industry, which is stone crab, lobster, and bait fishermen, they provide for 1,600 families in the Florida Keys. 1,600 families, right? I mean, how can you just say, well, I'm just going to get rid of this policy? Every case should move on its own. What about those people? And that doesn't include, right, charter boat captains. It doesn't include backcountry guides, dive boats, snorkel boats, recreational fishermen. It's just so much of our life and our livelihood is done with the fish and the lobster and what have you.
What I've seen is that get to the meats and potatoes and keep it blood raw here on the show is
BBG's in.
Hey, so what I've seen here is that you got fed up with the nonsense. People that just call it what it is. People coming from Miami taking advantage of what we got going on here. Poaching or our resources and being very disrespectful for the Keys. So we made a message like back in the day. He said, escort you to the county line. That if you come to Key West, we don't care from you where you're from, but when you come in the county, it says you're in Monroe County. Things will run a little bit differently when we're dealing with fishing. We're not going to put up with it. And if you're out of control, We're going to make sure that the message go across back to Miami. You come in that county with that state attorney and them people, they're not playing with you. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, and that's just Fish and Wildlife. I mean, when it comes to crime, it's the same thing. Don't come down here and steal our lower units or our engines or our boats or sling your drugs around here, because you're not going to get a slap on the wrist like you get up in Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Orlando, wherever you're coming from, because, we take this serious. This is a paradise. People come here to enjoy themselves, to relax. A lot of people moved here or live here because it's safe. It's still safe for them to raise their kids, to put their kids in schools here and everything. I'm not going to let these people come down here and tear this place up. Absolutely. I mean, just 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had a guy come down from Miami, 16-year-old kid, right?
Right.
Came down from Miami, did a drug deal in Key Largo Park up there on a Sunday afternoon. Ripped the guy off, fired a round up into the air, and ran to his car where his buddy was waiting. The drug dealer jumped out to run after him. He fires a couple of shots at the drug dealers. Well, I don't care. Somebody. Right. I don't care if they kill one another.
Yeah.
But how many times do you see it, Louie? How many times do you see it? And here's all these kids out on the playground, the kids at the swimming pool with their parents, playing a little baseball, playing catch, and
What I say, Key West is part of the United States if you look on the map, but really the Conch Republic. So when you come out here, this is paradise. This is a pleasure to be down here, and you just can't be acting crazy, because one way in and one way out. Now Miami, you might go to 836, I-95, whatever y'all do, I-75. Downtown over here, one way in, one way out. You only could hide in the mangroves for so long. Eventually you got to come out, and when you come out, right here, the state attorney, and then the sheriff ain't nothing to play with. Matter of fact, you might see them all on the scene. So I love y'all. MIA 305, come on down, do what y'all do, but don't be disrespectful to our resources, and don't act crazy. We don't do crazy. We have crazy fun, but we don't tolerate that. So all love. Anybody got a question for the state attorney? Please come on in on the live right now. Let me see what I got here. Let me see. Okay, so Chris Valdez says, let me see. He says, we read that one on Chris. He said, Jennifer, it's a sad system. Anthony Colazo, shout out to you, Louie. Chris says, a state attorney who give out the personal cell number, absolutely incredible. Okay, well, I mean, that's the best way to talk to people or whatever. Guess what's going on over here on the live, Michael Knowles? Dennis got a call on the live, so I'm gonna tell you this is a joke we have. So when they calls on the live, we said we can't take no calls on the live. You ever watch Channel 10? There's like Channel 10. Do you ever say, hold on, let me pause the news for a minute and take a call? We love you, so we can't take no calls on the live. Then Anthony Colazo said the fact that Dennis gives out his personal number says a lot. Dennis, all the way, thank you. Red Tater, there you go. Protect the ecosystem so that it can sustain business and sportsmen for the long haul. Ward 2020 all the way. JC Key West, Dennis has my vote. You got a lot of people on your side. You want to run through them real quick?
What do we got? BBG, Tim Kroll, Paulio, Suzanne Marchese, AJ Dowd, James Jessica Clark Snow, Tommy Mack, Tessa Roselli, and Renee Raish joined again. So
nice.
Okay,
you got everybody in there?
Sharon Kelly Brown, Lee Christine Young, Bob Royale, Joan Schultz, Tommy Mack again. Dale Negus.
Okay. All love. Thank y'all for coming. Any questions?
All love, right?
Yeah, all love on the program. All love right here. This is what Key West is. One human family. Let's make sure we stay on that, okay? Because, you can talk about it or you can be about it. Who is Michael Knowles on production? Mike, the Facebook be throwing the curveballs like we do over there with the conch. So I'm only able to see limited. What you got on your side?
Well, I know who Michael Knowles is now. He's Stanley's nephew.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
See, now you
good man.
This man know everything.
I'm sorry.
What do you got on your side, Mike?
I got Terry.
want
You
my
just got
glasses?
Terry there. No, I got mine. It's Terry just checking
Listen,
in.
if you got trouble with the last name, just give me the first name.
It's a Terry checking in. That's about it. But everything else is.
You sure you got everybody? Because you know how I feel about missing people. If people take effort to come on the show, I want to make sure we don't miss them. While you're doing that, I'm going to ask State Attorney Ward a question. How important is it for the city, county, and the state attorney's office to be on the same page?
Well, it's very important. We work together with their police departments and different areas to give our law enforcement officers some legal advice to help them perform their jobs better, and the county and the city and us. They started a whole program when the pandemic started, and there was a weekly call with just all the attorneys, the city attorneys, county attorneys, my attorneys, to discuss legal issues. So we all worked pretty good together, and things came out pretty good so far.
Nice. Okay, that is absolutely outstanding. So I want to ask you a question because I deal with a lot of youth, and I try to give knowledge, and I like the law, and I took several courses of business law, so I like to be people to know their rights. So like that, we don't have a situation like we're seeing all over the country, because for the most part, if you talk to somebody with some sense, usually things don't escalate from a call 1 to call 5, but it's very serious out here in the streets, and especially we're fortunate, like you say, down here, we don't have a lot of stuff, but at any given day, anything could happen. So let me ask you a question. Is it free to say that if you're not being detained, you're free to go when dealing with the police?
Well, I mean, if you're not detained, you could just walk away. I mean, that's.
So if you're not detained, you're free to go.
Yeah, you're free to go.
But you don't have that interaction with police unless you absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right.
It's better to cooperate. And to,
Gotcha.
I live around the corner. I was walking my dog or something.
Yeah, gotcha.
Of course, if you got a pocket full of cocaine or something, they still got to do it the right way, though.
Ride clean, you won't have a problem.
Yeah.
Make sure that
ride clean. I like that.
Yeah. Number one, you don't have a headlight. That's a reason for you to get pulled over, right?
Right.
Then they ask you for paperwork. You have no idea because you ain't organized, and you got to look for all kinds of paperwork that bring another headache on there. And then basically comply and listen. And if you have a gripe, then there's certain things you can do to, file a complaint. For the most part, I don't think nobody go out to try to, hurt or kill somebody when they wake up and say, hey, I'm going to wake up today and basically have a problem. I mean, this is very serious stuff, but we have to educate. To me, I think there should be a program that teaches kids, like in the high school, that people could go in there and they could ask these questions, because kids need to know this. You'd be surprised how many people I give an advanced quiz to kids, and they don't get the right score, because as it gets more complicated, they don't know their rights or whatever. They really don't. So we need to do better, I think, as a nation.
I think I like your prior comment. What was it?
Ride
clean. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Well, there's a rap song that you probably don't know. It's called "I'm Riding Dirty" or whatever. I'm riding dirty. They try to pull us. So I say ride clean. You won't have a problem, because basically you'll have no reason to get pulled over. If you're not speeding, you didn't run a stop sign. I mean, you can't get pulled over.
That's one thing. I mean, traffic tickets. People. I mean, that's why they call them accidents when they get into accidents.
Right.
When you're riding around with some dope or a gun in your car, and you're going to start mixing it up with the cops. I mean,
it's a serious problem. And, every time law enforcement go out there, they put their, life at risk, and I support all law enforcement.
Right.
I think that approach, like what you taught me with talking to people, you have to have a good approach, because I think where it goes sideways sometimes, and it could be from both sides.
Sure.
You come in with a wrong approach. A guy had a rough day, he broke up with his girlfriend, he got fired today, might be at the winter. Next thing you know, a level 1 call turns into a 5, because we're not having the comparison. You can't always go black and white. You got to look in between, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if you're in like a football game, you don't like the call the referee made, and you just start punching out the referee or something? I mean, what do you do there?
You gotta talk to people. Yeah. Who is Miachael Knowles? What we got on that side, sir?
Okay, I see a Jennifer Howard checking in.
Jennifer Howard, what is up, baby girl? All love right now. I hope you voted. Get out there and vote, everybody.
Orion Thurston.
OT, overtime. Listen, me and you got some business there. I need you to flex your muscles with those dolphins. What we talking about. What else we got there?
And I think that's it.
That's everybody on your side. Yeah. You sure you got everybody? Okay.
I'm positive.
Okay, so over here on this side on the wave cam, you want to go this, make sure you got everybody, and then you want to go the other way, because that's the new ones coming up.
Look at that. We got Chef Andy from up there in Ron. Fred Haddad, one of the best criminal defense attorneys you'll ever meet.
Nice.
Kenny Garcia. Denise. Dee Gil Enriquez. You know her, right? Dee Enriquez?
Dee?
Yeah.
Tax collector.
Tax collector?
I know Dee. Dee, the #1 tax collector ever there was. She out there floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. Rumble, young girl, rumble out there in that tax collector. I love Dee. Happy retirement.
Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
And you know what? She's not retired. She's still doing stuff.
Oh no, she ain't never.
She's working on some good stuff. We talked last week.
Really, let me tell you something. You know what she work on? That Conk Time 11-Time Cafe. For those of y'all watching from Miami, 11 state championship and take off. That's like a whole full-fledged restaurant operation out there with them conks. You know that.
Scott Case, we got him on there. Casey Jeffries up in Islamorada. Lisa Maletti. Have you ever met Lisa Maletti?
No, who
you
is
ought to
that?
have her on the show.
What is she?
All after Hurricane Irma.
Yeah.
She fed people up in Big Pine and Marathon. And the same thing during the pandemic. Every day, man. And home cooked meals.
Nice.
Home cooked meals.
Nice.
She and her husband and a couple other people. Really, really, really great stuff. Roger Young's on, Leanne Naples on, Ernie Kepner, Eric and Linda Mixon joined. A couple
Nice.
of our deputies.
Nice.
And
Okay.
we're up to date.
Okay.
Louie.
All love there, and I got to tell you, so the important thing is because I want people to get back to the one human family and work together. Because I understand we're in a pandemic, and some people will go over the top and put a little fear out there. But at the end of the day, we're going to be okay. But I don't want y'all to forget that, because there are some criminals that try to come this way, but the majority are good people. When we was in a hurricane, in case y'all forgot this, there's people that came from Miami and Fort Lauderdale and delivered aid down here. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying? So don't take it out on Miami just because they're going through stuff, because how many people that that came, different agencies, and helped us down here. So we have to call them like we see them.
Mayor Jimenez.
He was out here? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. He got with Mayor Cates and brought some fire trucks down there to help Mayor Cates with the cleanup in Key West.
Nice, yeah. So let's just try to work with people. I understand we're in a tough situation, but I promise you, if they made it through the Spanish flu in 1918 to 21, we'll make it through this. We got more technology. We got a good doctor. Shout out to Dr. Burrows. Everybody. Sorry I couldn't have the full official party with the Dirty Doctors, Naughty Nurses for Fantasy Fest this year because, we don't have a Fantasy Fest, but next year we're going to take care of you. And what you see there on Didi, Dennis,
Hi, Louie. Hi, Dennis. What about the great tourist development vacation rental cases that you are working on?
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we put that together with Didi and the county attorney's office and my chief investigator, Chris Weber, and her people at the tax collector's office. They're all doing a great job, and we've got 2 under prosecution up in the Upper Keys, but it's difficult to get their financial history. And we had to send some subpoenas up to New York, and I went back and forth every week. We'd get, no, we're not going to give you. Finally, we got the information, and we arrested 2 of them so far. We got a few more going. It was just great working with Didi. I mean, the whole office is just a great office.
Let me ask you a question. So is this the problem here, and Didi could comment on this, is with, let's say with the rental of the Airbnbs, they don't want to give the information to the county as far as what they're collecting. Is that the issue?
And that's
Okay.
Didi's job, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. Got to collect the tax.
Yeah. And like I said, a tough situation. But at the end of the day, there's laws in the books you got to enforce.
Yeah.
Thank you, Didi, for that. And J.P. Morgan, I think you got something there.
You've heard of J.P. Morgan, right?
Yeah.
That was his grandfather, I think.
Really?
He says he loves fishing in Islamorada. One day a boat pulled up next to him with 20 undersized snappers. They arrested them, and you prosecuted them. Thank you, Dennis. Thanks, JP.
Yeah, okay. You come out here playing, you're going to get dealt with.
Doug Pruitt, he owns a fish house up in Key Largo. What a great place to eat.
What's the name?
The Fish House.
The Fish House.
Yeah.
Key Largo. Shout out to everybody watching it in Key Largo. All love here. So, Dennis, let me just keep it blood raw with you like we do in the program. Why should the citizens keep you as the state attorney?
Well, just look at the crime stats, where they've gone since I've been state attorney, working together with our law enforcement partners. Just combined 2018, 2019, we've gone down just over 30%. Violent crime in Monroe County, we did a study all the way back to 1995, and it's never been lower in the last 3.5 years that I've been state attorney. So we want to in our upcoming, and I see Red Tater's got a question about what's my biggest challenge going on into 2021. Well, we want to keep that crime rate going down, right? Whether it's violent crime or regular crime, we want that to go down, and we want the people to respect our size and bag limits of our fish, and people to respect. Come on down here. I mean, come on down, enjoy the sunsets, enjoy the sunrises, walk on the beach. Go to one of our restaurants. We have so many great restaurants here. Book a charter, a charter boat, a backcountry, a dive boat, a fishing boat, go see the sunset on a boat, sunset boats. I mean, so
eat some conch fritters.
Yeah, we want to keep the Monroe County, the Florida Keys, the paradise that people want to come down and enjoy themselves. They don't want to be bothered by criminals, right? I mean, they don't have to worry about somebody breaking into their car or breaking into their room at night, because they didn't lock their door or something. So, we're sending strong messages. Don't come down here and commit your crimes.
It's crazy that you say that, because I go in a whole different mindset as soon as I hit that county jurisdiction. Today, my daughter asked me something. He said, what do you recommend? I said, well, I recommend that you don't go ever to the ATM when the sun goes down. That's number one. Number two, I recommend that you don't put a credit card inside the gas pump, when you go there, because your bank account could run severely negative. Walk in the store, and if you're walking a half an inch to the person inside, make sure you lock all doors, because there's a lot of jacking going on in Miami. And if you don't have to pump gas at night, don't do it. When I'm so glad when I come back to Monroe County, I don't have to worry about this stuff, because anything can happen. But it's real dangerous stuff out there, so you have to take the precautions. To me, it's just a privilege to live in paradise. We can't have people coming out here destroying what we built. It's just not going to happen. Not on your watch, I know that.
No, and the sheriff feels the same way. I talk to the sheriff at least once a week. We have conversations about crime that's being committed in the county and what we're going to do to stop it, and some of the tactics that we're going to use, and it's working. It's working really, really well. So, another 4 more years, I think maybe we can get this message sent out. And even part of this message is it's going to impact on mini season too, because we have a lot of problems during mini season. But the bag limit's 6, right? I mean, that doesn't mean you go from your hotel or your vacation rental out 4 or 5 times with 5 people on the boat. The next thing you know, you got 150 lobster, right? So, just come and follow the rules and regulations, and I think we'll have a more successful mini season. And
absolutely.
If you don't want to do that, then go up to Miami. You can get 12 lobster in Miami.
Right. Why
you come in here and get 6?
It ain't gonna be like Key West, because we special. But all love, thank y'all for coming in on the program. Also, it's unofficial Fantasy Fest. I'm seeing people out on the streets. I did a little drive-through. Everything starts from the streets. I think people are having fun and being respectful and doing everything they can. So thank y'all for coming down, because we sure needed it, because service industry has been suffering substantially. So all love. Go to Fantasy Fest celebrity parties on Facebook and keep updated on everything that's going on. Thank you, Florida Keys Injury Lawyers, accident lawyers in the Keys. Go to FloridaKeysInjury.com at 302 Southern Street. Locals taking care of locals. And Dr. B, Bruce Burroughs, #1 doctor in the world and Planets Above and Beyond, Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon and Key Largo, now offering health care with Keys Cares, that with 2 Ks, only $89. Go to keyscares.com. And last but not least, Naughty Vapes, the #1 vape shop in Key West, right across the street from the fire department, always taking care of locals and military. Huge inventory shipment just in. Make sure you like their page, Naughty Vapes, on Facebook. And who is Miachael Knowles? Serious? Boy, you on point today. Can you tell me anybody else that came in there? Then I'm going to hit my side. We're going to hit Dennis' side. And then basically we're going to be wrapped up over here on the show.
Okay, Octavia.
Tavia, what's going on? Shout out to Clayton Lopez.
All right, Shani, Nicole.
Nicole, what is going on, baby doll?
Shawana Thompson Ashford.
Nice.
Judith Gonzalez.
Judith, there she go, from Advanced Urgent Care, Key West. All love in the club right now.
Terry. That's
Terry Mutchell?
Yep.
Terry, that's how we do it in the big town. Terry's in the business to this big time. This man right here, boy, if you get you on the radar, it's a problem or whatever. So that's everybody on that side. I think I got everybody covered on my side. Facebook's still throwing them hard curveballs. And I want to make sure you take it on out, Mr. Ward. And
Doug Prue again from the fish house up there.
Nice.
You do an amazing job protecting our resources and our community. Kenny Maddox is on, Roger Young, Victoria Conley, Lee Christine Young, Myrna's back again, Bobby Hernandez. Bobby was the public information officer for the Miami Beach Police Department for a number of years. Tony Ayers Bennett, Tom Hunker, He was a police chief up in Bal Harbor, Carl David Road. We worked together on the police department. Carrie and Miriam, again, we worked together. And Valerie Cordova Roberts. So that's all I got.
Okay.
Louie B. Louie C.
All love right now. So listen, one way in, one way out. The state attorney ain't playing around. I personally endorse the man 1,000,000%.
Thank
if
you.
you're gonna vote, if the man told you could call him, can you give these people your number again in case they want to ask you a question before the election, please, and thank you.
Yeah, 305-812-6072.
And what's that last one on there?
You've always cared about this community. You've always been involved with this community. I think you and I want you to be able to continue in this community.
And who was that?
Karen Miriam, she used to work for my office.
Okay.
Did a great job. She's
Chad
one of our
Shabilla.
victims.
Chad Shabilla checking in
Yep,
right
Chad,
there.
yep. He's like the second in command. Well, third in command. I
That's
guess.
my man up there. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the man that had me on point with the Crime Watch stack out.
Yeah.
It's a funny story. You know, the sheriff said, "Hey, Louie wants you
Me.
on Crime Watch." I said, "Man, I don't know if you want me to run Crime Watch because I got orthodox methods of doing stuff, but I'm gonna get the job done." So he's short. So he said, "What you need?" I told him. Long story short, I got the award back to back for the whole county Crime Watch Chairperson of the Year back to back. Rick Ramsey ain't no joke. This man Dennis Ward ain't no joke. Keep this man in office. You won't be disappointed.
Lighthouse Larry.
Don't start
Jerry Hughes.
Jerry Hughes, man. How about them Hurricanes 305? Dennis Ward in the building. Make sure you have a good night. We'll go watch the World Series.